Hey, I'm Thomas. I'm a retired wedding filmmaker and I make mini documentaries exploring different filmmaking hobbies. Chasing Heron is my dive into wildlife filmmaking, but it's just one of many hobbies I'll be exploring. In episode 1, I started small with macro filmmaking using anamorphic lenses and diopters. It was fun, but I wanted a hobby I could live with longer. Luckily for me, the hobby I was looking for found me when I saw a great blue heron up close for the first time. When I saw the heron, I realized something. When I first started filming weddings, what I loved was the act of chasing fleeting moments. There's a thrill in trying to capture a moment that only happens once. I'd always been curious about wildlife filmmaking, and I hoped that focusing on one subject might make it a fun way to start learning this as a hobby. But I already know it. There's one problem with me trying wildlife filmmaking as a hobby. I'll be honest, it's my lack of patience and how it always gets me in trouble. This is my very first shot with my new 150mm anamorphic lens. It got here around 9 p.m. and I can't stop messing with it. I spotted this armadillo a few minutes ago. It's actually the first time I've seen one in our backyard. It's kind of cute. Before I start this project, I need to practice with this lens. With just 150mm to work with, I would have to let the heron come to me, and if that's the case, I have to learn how to be patient. If I couldn't sit still long enough to observe what was happening in my own backyard, there was no chance I'd ever survive this heron film. So that's what I did. I sat at my back door for hours every day, waiting for something to happen. For this shot, I sat at my door for about 2 hours, and it's still one of my favorite moments with the 150mm. Once bucks get their antlers, we almost never see them this close. They usually don't hang around. This one was maybe 10 feet from my back door. I guess the younger deer were bringing too much attention to them.
Look at this squirrel family.
This is my very first hike for this project with the new lens. We decided to come here because a friend told me there's a spot along the river where herons sometimes show up. It felt like good practice before I head back to my local lake, but it was going to be a long hike to get there. Now, my wife should be a birder, or at the very least a spotter, because she always sees everything first. Like this tiny bird in the brush here. Can you guys see it? Now, I know the dogs are cute, but come on, focus. Then she also spotted one of her favorite birds, a hummingbird. Of course, I missed it. I tried to wait for it to come back for about 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds. But the mosquitoes were bothering me. It was hot. I was sweating. I was like, let's keep it moving.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
You see the one down on the tree at the bottom.
We're about 3 miles in, and my wife spots another bird high up in the trees. It's a vulture. It flies down and lands on a log in the river. There was some sort of carcass there. I really couldn't tell what it was. I was excited because now I have captured my very first large bird with this lens. I wanted to spend a little bit more time there, but the weather had other things in mind. The rain came out of nowhere. By the time I pulled the camera back out, you can see the change in the landscape. This made our hike a little harder in some places, especially once we hit the down trees. I got the bright idea to take a shortcut because I didn't want to take the time to go under this low tree which is the route my wife and daughter was taking. So, it's okay. Nothing but my pride got hurt. After another mile or so, we finally made it. We didn't realize it until later, but we took the long way and added about 4 extra miles. Still worth it though. My wife and daughter were tired, so they rested by the river while I walked into the bamboo. It was quieter back there, really beautiful. We stayed here in one spot for about an hour, which is a long time for me to stay in one spot without air conditioning. And we didn't see a single heron in the river. I tried to spot some birds up in the canopies of the bamboo. I heard them, but I couldn't find them. And again, my wife was the first one to spot this muskrat just chilling. Practice was over. It was time to head back to my lake to find the heron. It's been a month since I picked up the 150 millimeter, and I'll be honest, I'm struggling. I've been coming to this lake almost every week, and somehow I still haven't gotten as close as I did months ago with my 50 millimeter. I've been trying to put in the work. I found some of his favorite trees. I've even walked all the way to the other side of the lake, only to watch him fly right back to where I started the second I was trying to set up my tripod. But honestly, I don't feel like I'm failing because learning his habits like this has been so much fun. It feels like a game of hide and seek, and right now, he's the one winning. Now, if I was doing a documentary on the ducks, we would already be done. This would be a 1-episode series because they love me, or at least they don't run away from me. This duck right here followed me around every day for an entire week. Whenever I got frustrated because I couldn't get a shot of the heron, I'd just hang out with the ducks for a while. They're cute, they're funny, and they actually want to be on camera. You probably noticed I haven't really talked about the geese. To be honest, nah, I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, here's some shots of some baby geese or goslings. They're cute when they're young. I went about 2 weeks without getting anywhere near the heron, and on this particular day, after searching for the heron for a few hours, we were about to leave the lake. My wife was already in the car. Something told me to go back to the spot it occasionally visits in the morning, and there it was. I used a tree to block his view from me so I could get closer. Then I got a little closer. This was the moment I had been waiting for. One of my main goals was to catch the heron fishing. I've seen videos where people can get closer to them. It's just not like that here, at least not for me. And honestly, who wants an easy shot anyway? Eventually, it got comfortable with me being there. You could see it put its game face on and it was ready to fish. This was it. The shot I've been waiting for. Then a fisherman walked by and scared it away. Dang. Even though at first it felt like it, missing that shot isn't the end of the world. I'm not trying to be a Nat Geo wildlife filmmaker. This is supposed to be fun. I still got to be out here, and it's exciting trying to learn a new kind of filmmaking. The Heron won today, and that's okay, because I'll be back. Thank you for watching. God bless.